My name's Annette, and this is my first YouTube thing with my face inside. I have my channel. I've got things that inspired me and people that I've known through the years, especially things to do with Robin Sherwood or music or something else. But I've been asked to do a YouTube channel. I like to put my face in it because apparently I have a very interesting life. So I decided to give it a go. I've been checking on YouTube and seeing what to do, what to say, how to present myself. I am over the big 50, so I was checking out if it was too late for me to do a YouTube channel on me, because I have had a very, well, I think it's a regular life, but it is my life. But when I meet people and I speak to people, they think that my life is amazing. So I used to do a YouTube channel and tell people who you are and what you do. So here I am. My name is Annette Fuyama, otherwise called Neki Sensei when I stayed in Japan, and this is about my life. So I hope it inspires you, and I hope that you enjoy my YouTube channel. If you do, please subscribe down here, and let's get to it. So, I've been asked to do a YouTube channel about me and my life experience, because apparently I'm an odd person and an amazing person for what I do and what I've experienced. Yes, and I have been called a hen Nahiti in Japanese as well. So I thought I'd do my Q&A first, and if you like it, please subscribe just here, and give me some feedback to say how I can enhance my YouTube channel, what else you want to know about me, and me and my family. I'll try and answer everybody's questions. So the first one is, how did I learn Japanese? Yes, people, I can speak Japanese. I'm self-taught. I've only been to 1 year of classes when I was about 24, I think. But even when I went, I already knew what I was doing, because I'd already been doing the language more than 10 years by the time I got to the class. And so the teacher was like, okay, you know everything. So I got from 0 to hero, level 1 to level 3 in quite a quick time over the years. But yeah, majority of my Japanese was self-taught, and this is how it started. So how I learned Japanese? Well, back in the mid-70s, I was very young, probably about 9, 10, 11 years old, and I was always watching TV. I still watch it now, always watch it now. I am completely focused on the TV program. When something captures me, I am down that rabbit hole. And one day, I was very young, probably about like say 8, 9 or 10, 9 to 11, and I watched a TV program on BBC Two, which is in the UK, called The Water Margin. And yeah, I loved it, I enjoyed it. It's a really old thing. Everybody's got the water margin. If not, please Google it or whatever. But yeah, I started watching the water margin. Now, I didn't know that I was going to end up living, working, marrying, having children in Japan. But yeah, that was my journey. My journey started then, 1976, yeah, I think. And yeah, I started there, and it was the music that captured me. My father was and still is a musician. I listen to music from time. If anybody knows anything about Jamaican families, it's music, 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 music. And I was watching this TV program called The Water Margin, and I was first of all interested in people. Why are they speaking but the lips were in English? I'm only hearing English, but the lips were kind of like all over the place. Like I say, I was very young, so I didn't understand it at the time. But at the end of the series, or the episode, was a theme song, and I was like, whoa, that is so cool. What is that? I need to learn that song. So for all the times I was watching it, I learned the whole of that theme tune, and didn't know the words Japanese at all at that time, but I sing it to myself all the time, endlessly. Even when the TV show wasn't on again, I continued to sing that song. I even wrote the words that I thought were right. I never read or listened to Japanese before then. So years later, I probably got about 3/4 of it right when I actually learned the language. But yeah, it would have been 9 or 10, and the water lion came out. My next venture was a couple of years later when I watched a thing called Monkey. Now, if you are watching this and you are as old as I am, and you live in the UK at least, you will know around which decade that was. And yes, I am that old. I look it, but I am that old. And yeah, I watched Monkey, another great TV show that's now a cult show similar to Water Margin. And during those times, again, lots of Japanese music collaborations with Western and Japanese people in music. For example, David Bowie and Japan and David Sylvian, and people coming up with lots of different stuff. So at the end of the 70s, beginning of the 80s, and yeah, I was influenced. It just got me, and I always thought at that age, I'm going to go to Japan and live there and possibly retire and die there. You can probably see I'm not there at the moment because I had to come back because I wasn't brought back here, but I will be going back there as soon as I can to live the rest of my life there. So yeah, so I learned Japanese basically by listening to music, and then lots of TV programs came on during the late 70s to mid 80s. So for example, Ginger Tree, Tenko, and the best thing for me at that time was Shogun, because I'm a really big Richard Chamberlain fan. So yeah, Shogun was, and will always be the best thing that I've ever watched. Love it to death, especially the part where the Japanese lady is teaching Anya, the protagonist, Japanese. Again, as soon as I heard Japanese out of somebody's mouth, I was fixated on that sentence, on that phrase, on those mannerisms, on everything for a long time. So yeah, Shogun did it for me. And then the ultimate thing that came along was Karate Kid. Oh man, am I a huge Karate Kid fan. A huge Karate Kid fan. Loving Cobra Kai at the moment. Can't wait for season 4. I've binge watched it more times than I don't know anybody, from when it began on YouTube and now it's on Netflix, and I binge watched it from time. So yeah, as soon as I heard that Cobra Kai was out, I was on it. Love it. So yeah, that was my influence. So by the time I reached secondary school, I had to go straight from the library. So I was in there finding things. This was before Google, before the internet, so this is very old. And yeah, I was in there, got a book, kept that book for a long time, kept renewing it. Found other books, went to a big library in the town centre, and yeah, I started to learn more Japanese. And when lots of Japanese songs were coming out, either by the band called The Vapors or Japanese called Yuichi Sakamoto, I would try and find as much music as I could and try to listen to as much Japanese, or watch at least a lot of Japanese TV programs as I could. I watched Samurai, I've watched Japan, Tokyo Love Story and other things, but then there was a blank because after 1985, 4 or 5, not a lot of television was there, so I went to college, and what did I do? Yeah, got a job, started up singing, back and singing in a couple of bands, but I still kept my Japanese up. I found a big thick book and I read it and I earmarked it, I dog-eared it, I photocopied it, I read all over it, and I got a lot of hiragana, a lot of katakana, although I don't really like katakana, don't know the meaning of katakana. I'm sure there are other words in Japanese that they could have used in kanji or something. I love kanji. So yeah, I I did all that, and then I left home, went to live in my own house, and then I found a book in the bookshop called 10 Minutes, Japanese in 10 Minutes, and it has stickers at the back. So in my house, in my flat that I had, I did everything. People think I was crazy because I would walk into the, when I used to try and learn how to do a verb, I would walk from my flat to the bus stop, and go to the bus stop, on the bus, blah blah. Yeah, crazy person. So yeah, I did all that. When I started a big job, I was more interested in learning Japanese. And then in the early 90s, I think it was 1992, again on BBC Two, there was a music program, and it had a band called TRF, and they were singing a song called Boy Meets Girl in Japanese, and I thought, right, I definitely have to go to Japan. So I made myself unemployed after 2 years. I went to Japan. And that is part one of how I learned Japanese. Went to Japan, realised that I spoke what they called Teine Japanese, Keio Japanese, which is basically like speaking the Queen's English, masen, deo arimasen, and all this kind of thing, which were very more polite. So I spoke that in regular life, but as I was going through it, the levels, I didn't realise that there was many levels as there were in English, who I need to speak to, at what point, and how. I got taught when I met lots of Japanese people there, but I learned a lot more Japanese when I went to Japan. So part 2 of that is coming up soon. So if anyone has any questions or want to know exactly what I did and how I did it, and if I still speak Japanese, please subscribe and go to the comments below, and I'll see you next time.